Hey everyone, welcome to Around the Corner. We're here with our first episode, our first interview. We have General Khan here. Say hi to the people.
Hi everybody. Thank you, Dee, for having me. I'm excited to be here and super excited to talk with you today.
I'm super excited to have you. This is like one of my good friends, my homie, my sister. So very happy to have you here on our first episode. We're going to get right into it, but we're going to start with a little game called Song Association. Kind of ease you in, you know.
Okay.
Get the awkwardness out of the way, we can just get right to it.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 3 words. You have 10 seconds to sing or rap, whatever you want to do. But the word has to be in the title of the song or in the lyrics.
Okay.
So get your thinking hat on. You'll have 10 seconds and I'll put up a timer.
Okay, dope.
Okay, your first word is city.
Oh my God. Dee, I don't know if I can do this. I have nothing. Nothing came out. Nope. Tale of two cities. But that's past 10 seconds. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I've been working all day, yo.
Great talk.
Okay.
We appreciate the effort. You got 2 more tries, so you have time to recover. Okay. The second word is baby.
Why did my head go to Justin Bieber? Baby. I hate that for me. I hate that so much. I hate that so much.
That's your point, so you're doing okay so far.
It's 1 point, but it's the worst point. People are going to lose respect for me after this game.
I think you can recover yourself from the last.
Okay.
I tried to make this one easy for you, so we'll see.
Oh, well, okay. Let's go.
Okay, your final word is Mike.
I can't think of anything. I'm sorry. I suck at this game. 10 seconds is not enough for my brain after today. I'm sorry. I couldn't think. Mike.
Only hijabi on the mic with the
But that's
stripes.
my song. That's not. I was thinking about someone else's song. I'm sorry.
It's a song.
I did not think about my song. I thought a bit of it, but I wasn't like, yeah, word association. I'm sorry. I played myself. I'm not good at these kinds of games. I've never been.
You're just an honest person.
That's
what I learned.
The only point that I got was for Bieber. Are you kidding me? No, this interview is canceled. It's done. I have to redeem myself. Oh my God.
And cut.
Oh my God.
Okay. It's okay. I think you can redeem yourself through the interview.
Okay, yeah.
Association. We're here to get to know you.
Okay, dope. Because I was like, whoa. If you said like Papa or Ready or something else, I would have been like, yeah. But for some reason, all those words did not register in my brain except for baby. The fuck?
I tried to make as little BIG references as possible because I knew it would be too easy for you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Shit. Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, good. Let's just get into the convo. So, like I said, General Khan, Masuma, that's your name.
That is my name.
We've known each other for a couple of years, We met a while ago. I think I was just getting started in the industry and you're doing the poetry thing.
Yeah. I was also getting started too. I was trying to get to a point where I could at least start. Was what I was doing.
Yeah, you were writing on the low. You were doing all kinds of stuff on the low, just scheming and plotting.
Yeah.
And I saw like everything else that you were doing, but no one really knew that you were writing music.
Yeah, I mean, I've been, to be honest, I've been writing music since I was 12, but I never put any thought. It's always been like a back burner dream or something. Like it's been there, but it didn't seem like it was possible just because, I don't know, culturally, it was just like being raised in a going to Islamic school, being in a mosque, all these things. There's a lot of ways that patriarchy and religion kind of intersect. And it had an effect on me to the point where I didn't think that I could be a good Muslim woman and rap, which sounds really messed up when I say it out loud. But I think too, there's definitely people in my community that don't support my music because they don't think that it's a good thing to be doing. But I think that for me, Islam has such an important place in rap historically. Like if you like the Fugees, so many rappers make references to Islam, and yeah, I think that it's like being Muslim and rap is something that are like partner. They're right next to each other, and I think that for me, that's something that I noticed being young, and it always spoke to me. So I've been writing for a while, but I was scared, I was scared. And all my friends were always like trying to push me to do like hip hop karaoke or push me to freestyle at this random freestyle. Just like really pushing me to the point where they were like I remember I was at this like hip hop against capitalism thing, and like my pals were trying to pull me out of the bleachers, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this right now. I'm not, because I just wasn't ready. And I think that's the thing too. And there was other people locally that were like, just do it and put it out and get it done. And I was like, I can't do that. It's not who I am. I can't just half-ass it and then put it out and then feel proud of it. It needs to at least mean something to me. Even if it's not perfect, it needs to mean something. So it took a while. Yeah.
All good things take time, I remember you were hosting like closed space, BIPOC poetry jams. I want to call them poetry jams at Alter Egos when we first met. So you were like creating spaces for people to share their creativity. And I feel like that probably helped you in your process of becoming comfortable to share what you were working on with others.
Yeah. I mean, the first time that I recited a poem or I did spoken word, I think it was like in a crowd of people. It was at that women's march, the first one in like 2016. I think that was, 2016. I think so. Or 2017. I can't remember. It's been a blur. That was the first time I did. And it was in a big crowd of thousands of people, and I was scared, but I did it. And then I started learning about the poetry scene here. And then I made friends with the poetry scene, specifically like Andre Fenton. And we talked about how the poetry scene had been co-opted by white people, and that there was no space for racialized people to talk about the things that we deal with. Because when I go up to spit a poem, it's talking, like, I'm not talking about trees and flowers and I am the bees and in between. I'm talking about experiences that have gutted me, left marks on me, impact my experience, my everyday. It's different. Like, I can also talk about mental health, but I can also talk about racism, and there was just like a heavy disconnect in the poetry scene. So we kind of were like, yeah, let's bring back BIPOC poetry in Halifax, and then COVID happened. That's what happened.
COVID's just been happening.
Yeah. I can't believe it's been that long. But actually, the last poetry show that we held, we canceled because COVID had just came out, and Andre was like, I don't feel comfortable going to this event because of this thing. And I was like, are you sure? Okay. Like, I was like, I don't know what this COVID is. Like, I didn't get it. Like, I didn't understand. And then I understood. Yeah.
That's dope. Just thinking about how far you've come from that time, and you don't know like what other rappers are going to come from those moments. Right. So
Yeah.
like, good on you and Andre for putting that together. I love when community does stuff, me.
Oh, yeah.
So
it was good.
I love it. So transitioning from just doing poetry to actually spitting bars and making that public, what was that transition like for you?
It was hard. It was like, I think it was really vulnerable because, and it's hard because I think I'm someone that carries a lot of different pieces, and I do a lot of different things, and they're all part of who I am. So for me, like, I try to remind myself that, rap is a part of my poetry, which is a part of my advocacy, which is a part of my fight for justice. Like they're all intertwined and interconnected. So for me, I think that's, yeah, that was hard. And also like failing, like learning and failing and trying again and messing up over and over, because like I took my time writing my album, and you know, now that I look at it, I'm like, I could have written that better, but I'm glad that I wrote what I wrote when I wrote it, because it helped me grow as a person, it helped me process a lot of things. And my album has a variety of different subjects that mean something to me, and hopefully, you know, touch folks that engage with my music and they can relate to that, those feelings that are there. So it was just really vulnerable. It's still scary. Still scary.
Yeah, I can imagine. And that actually kind of leads really well into my next question. We're talking about all of your different intersectionalities. You know, you're a poet, you're an advocate for minorities and race, gender, and disability. You're an entrepreneur, you're an academic, because my girl got education, okay?
That degree. Oh my God.
Today. But you know, there's so many, you know, sides to who you are, and there's so many experiences that you've had and that you continue to have. And so how have your songs helped you overcome these experiences?
Writing it was like processing, was like going to the therapist, I'd say. It was like talking to someone who wasn't going to judge you for what you had to say. And I had a lot to say because I had, you know, I think I've always used poetry and music and songwriting as a way to process how I feel. And for a time in my adulthood, I stopped doing that. And it started to pile on my soul. And so when I started like peeling off the layers of things that have happened, it was cathartic. It when I rap my album, when I rap Wrath of Khan, I know where I'm coming from. Those bars mean something else to me. It's, you know, it touches my soul in a different way. When I talk about being unimpressed, or when I talk about garam chai, like I'm really talking about a really hard time I was having and spilling the tea and kind of being petty about it, but also being vulnerable, because I wanted to be like, yeah, you suck, but also I'm in pain and this is what I'm dealing with. And I just want to get out of here. And this is how I feel. And I think that in my life, I felt like wanting to leave has been something that's always been looked at it in a negative way. But from writing Garam Chai, it taught me that listening to yourself and leaving when you need to is good. It's the right thing to do. Yeah. So yeah, it was cathartic. It was dope, but it's still scary and hard and vulnerable. Yeah.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah.
I definitely hear you on that whole thing about leaving.
Yeah.
You
I don't leaving.
You know, sometimes you have to step back from the atmosphere that you're in. And I don't think that's something we've talked about enough in the music industry, in the creative industry in general, because people always want us to create, supply and demand all the time.
Yeah.
They want creative things, but, you know, we don't always have the best support for creatives. But we'll get into that a little bit further in our conversation. What I love is that, you know, you're a woman in not only a male-dominated industry, but, you know, rap, hip-hop is a male-dominated genre. And I know you're early in being a recording artist, but you've been around and you've seen a lot of things. You worked with a lot of people. And so what are some things that you've noticed that aren't often spoken about or are not apparent to the naked eye in the industry?
Oh, you want the garam chai? You want that hot tea spilling? Things that I've noticed. I've noticed that to be a woman in this industry and to ask questions or um, or if you're in a process to learn, is a very important time, and it's important to have people around you that are supporting you, like intentionally supporting you, coming from a good place because they feel connected to your work, and not surround yourself by people who talk big, because a lot of men in this industry talk big, a lot of talk, big talk, all the talk, not the walk. That's the thing that yeah. And I mean, like, for me, it's sly comments and little things, I'm learning, but it sucks in a way that I feel like I haven't gotten the same kind of I don't know how to say it, the same kind of reaction that a dude rapper on my level would get, and I think that that's because people are uncomfortable with my subject matter. I'm not talking about money or women or drugs or anything like that. I'm talking about a different kind of experience, one that centers who I am and my experiences. So it means that my audience, I have a niche, and my audience aren't those dudes that don't give a damn about what I'm talking about. So what I found, honestly, is people who love rap and love where rap came from, love my rap. And I've learned that I have nothing to prove, to people like that. And that's why I wrote On God, because I don't have it. I don't need to prove myself to those kinds of men. You know what I mean? Like and I think that women in rap have existed forever. Like, and I'm sorry, but they're the reason why I got into rap. So I don't know. Like, it could be male dominated all at once, but part of me kind of thinks that it's male dominated in a way because white kids predominantly listen to rap, and I think that they tend to reinforce patriarchy in a certain way. And I think that if there were more racialized people from across the world that engage with rap, I think that rap would look really different, and mainstream rap would look different.
I like it. I see where you're coming from. That's a really great insight, just into the industry. And I like how you kind of put a listener's perspective on it also, because I know you are an avid listener.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't tell from the earlier challenge, but yes, I am. I really am.
A lot of your inspirations are who tell the people. I don't want to tell you.
I mean,
yourself.
If we're talking about women in rap, I'd be like, well, there's Lauryn Hill, who's just everything, always. And then like there's Lil Kim and Eve and Foxy. There's so many different. Missy Elliott. What? Where was I? Missy Elliott. Like there's like, and and then there's just women in general in the music, in the like rap and R&B, like Aaliyah, and I think about, there's just so many that have influenced me. Yeah, I don't know. Especially like late 90s and early 2000s. Have definitely influenced me, and that's why I don't sound mainstream, because I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be Drake. I don't want to be Drake. Drake can be Drake. I'm not trying to be Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B. I can have respect for these people to a degree based on who they are and how they act, but at the same time, I'm not trying to be them, because they didn't get famous trying to be someone else. I want my art to speak for itself, and for when people connect with it to be like, oh, that's who General Khan is. That's who she is. Great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
We love it. We love it. And so, as your own person, not trying to be anyone else, and emerging into this industry, what are some things that you would like to see happen differently in the local industry?
I think I'd like for there to be less barriers in place around funding. And hear me out. The reason why I say this is because usually when there's emerging art grants or whatever, you have to already be an established artist, which blew my mind because the first time I talked to someone about this, they're like, oh, actually, you can't apply because you haven't been doing art for this long, the art that you want to do. And I thought that was really unfair. And so I was lucky to like find grants like the Music Nova Scotia one and connect with different avenues to like make some money to create the music. But yeah, I felt like there's still like there's still like gatekeeping that happens, and I don't know if it's always intentional. I think part of it is, but I do think that people from Halifax want to be like, oh yeah, I'm the greatest rapper in Halifax. It's like, no, listen, Halifax has always had a rap scene, has always had a music scene. We need to figure out how to get people to focus on this scene that's happening here. I don't think that anyone needs to be the greatest of Halifax. We can just share the city. Like, I don't understand why we're not sharing and trying to work with each other instead of like take down one another and fight for the top. Like, I'm not that type of person. I don't want that. I want everyone to get there and help people get there if I get there first. So that's how I feel about that. I think more money towards artists who are just getting started and maybe don't have anything under their belt but really want to and are serious. And there's tons of ways you can figure that out. And then the gatekeeping piece and making it feel like it's harder than it needs to be. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't. But like so many people make it feel like it is harder than it is. Yeah.
No, that's true. I definitely agree with you. I think from being on the industry side as a professional and working with artists, it's important for us to do more and create more resources for sure. And I think what I see is there's a surge of emerging artists coming up and there's so much talent, but they need support. And if they're not support, they're going to get to a certain point where they just
plateau.
Kind of fall, right?
Yeah, I don't want that for me. No.
I don't want that for anybody,
no.
You know?
Yeah.
People have dreams and they have big goals, and it's our job to support that. And so to hear that from an artist just adds to the fact it's not just like industry people saying we need to figure this out, but artists are crying out for it, and it's definitely that. So I absolutely agree.
Yeah. I think it needs to be from both sides, right? But we got to figure it out some way or another.
Yeah. And from sharing the space, I always say our industry isn't big enough for people to compete. I really don't think it's necessary. And so to hear you say that just shows me that I'm not crazy.
What am I going to compete with Ariana for? What? Like, for what? Why would I even? And who would want to compete against that wonderful woman? But also, like, it's just like, if you want Halifax to get on the map, it should have always been on the map, but get on the map. Like, let's get it there together. Done. Okay, great.
Everyone can eat, trust me.
There's more than enough food. Way more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is why Vitamin D is trying to do what we're doing.
I see that.
We're working out here and, creating experiences and opportunities, especially things like the Orange Corner is a great way to start, and just to try and do things different and give spotlight to people who just haven't really had that chance, or, they have yet to be discovered, or whatever the reason is, just people that we love to see being supported. And so you're performing on the very first one. Look at you.
I'm number one. And I didn't fight for it. I just got put there.
Yep, that's what happens. We're just like, we're gonna put you here. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, and so tell the people, what was that experience like for you being part of the Orange Corner, and what can viewers expect from your performance?
I mean, it was a real cozy, kind of nice vibe to like just be around other artists, and it like with COVID feels like it's been forever. And like it's also different when you're like performing live, recorded in front of artists. Like it was great. What you can look forward to. Well, I play a few songs off of Wrath of Khan. So the three most popular, which is Garam Chai, Three Stripes, and Change. Those are the three off of Wrath of Khan. But special side note is that I included a song on my new EP called On God. So the title track of that EP is performed. So it was great. I was so happy performing that song because when I wrote that, I was like, okay, it's happening. Growth is happening. You feel that? It's growth. It's happening. It's like that TikTok. Oh, okay, Picasso. That's how I felt. Like, oh, is this art? Oh, Picasso. That's how I felt because I was just like, oh my God, you wrote this. And I went into the studio, and then when I wrapped it and I did all the things, and I was literally sitting there listening like this and hearing myself and squealing. That's how you know it feels good, right? Because I felt like I had so much growth in that one song. I could feel how far I've gotten, and that's just like, okay, it's just gonna get better. So it doesn't feel hard in that way anymore. It feels exciting and like, I don't know, a new challenge. Yeah.
That's dope. I love it. I love it. It was great, y'all. So you better copy your tickets and get that so you can get the Garam Chai while it's hot, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So before we round off, just wrap it up. Let the people know anything new coming up. You mentioned On God. I don't know if you want to talk more about that. Where can people find your music? Where can they find you? Let them know. Now is the time.
Well, I'll start with On God. So On God is my new EP that's dropping in the spring of 2022. So it's looking kind of like May. So that's the last month of spring. So that's what it's looking like. There's going to be merch. There's going to be hopefully some physicals. It's just a 3-track EP. The first track is On God, and the second track is Most High. And then the third track is yet to be named. So I'm in the process of finishing right now. Where can you find my music? Well, you can find it on any streaming platform. It's all over the place, thanks to DistroKit. So yeah, it's Spotify, Instagram, wherever you're at, it'll be there. YouTube. I have 2 music videos if you're interested. You can check those out. Those are on Dead Dog's channel. And yeah, I have my own website. You can check me out, generalkhan.com. Or you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all the good things at I am General Khan. Yeah.
Amazing. Love it. Love you.
Love you. Thank you. Thank you
so much.
No, thank you. You've been such a supportive person throughout this whole process and really helpful and just fantastic. So thank you and it's not just me. You do it for everybody. So thank you. I appreciate you very much. And we're lucky to have you repping Scotia, of course. Together.
You're going to make me cry on my own podcast. It's crazy.
Crying all the way in America.
Yeah, and having tears. But no, for real, I believe in you and you're great. There's so much talent, and I just really want the world to see it. I think it's been time. And so, I'm committed to doing what I can to make sure that it happens.
Oh, is this sweet?
Y'all get Grammys.
Wow.
Y'all get Grammys. They're like, those my kids.
I'm older than you.
It's crazy, but it's fine.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's true.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much for being here, and
my pleasure.
Cannot wait to watch the performance. I know I already watched it live in person.
Yeah,
but to see it again, I can't wait to see what it looks like and everything. So thank you for all that you're doing for the community, music community, just society.
Oh, thanks.
Doing all the things. You're a warrior.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yes.
Just trying to make, social justice fun to rap about.
You're doing a great
and learn
job.
about. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, truly. I think, what you're doing, you're really bringing a different spin on how we approach social justice. And for some people, it's probably easier for them to learn and understand what's really going on, because it's not like a awkward, intense conversation you have to enter into. You can just listen and you get a perspective.
Yeah.
And so I think it's great what you're doing.
Thanks.
Keep it
Appreciate
up.
I'm doing it.
Please.
Doing it.
So that's it. Buy all the things. Follow, like, share, subscribe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
Yes. We'll see you on March 12th at the Orange Corner. You get to see General Khan do the thing.
Do the thing.
Bye.
Bye.